What a glorious morning in America, even with all the wet. Before we proceed, in the event of a fire alarm, please walk toward the nearest exit and leave the building. The Lexington Fire Department will respond and inform y'all when it is safe to re-enter the premises. Please take time now to identify your nearest exit. On behalf of the Town Celebrations Committee and the Board of Selectmen, I, Gresh Lattimore, and Committee Chair Lorraine Marquis welcome you to the Patriots Day ceremonies. It was to have been on the Battle Green, but here in Cary Hall, in commemoration of the 244th anniversary of the Battle of Lexington. Let me now introduce your co-masters of ceremony this morning from the Lexington Youth Commission, Anthony Marbardi and Alicia Kyra.
Good morning. This morning, we would like to welcome and introduce the following people. From the Select Board, Chairman Suzanne Berry, Joe Pato, Doug Lucente, Jill Hay, and Mark Sandine. And now from the school committee, Scott Boken, and Eileen J. I would also like to introduce Chief Master Sergeant Michael Daly from our military at Hanscom Air Force Base. Michelle Sicolo, our state representative. And now I would also like to introduce our honored guests. Please hold your applause until the end. Our Parade Grand Marshal, Norman Cohen, his wife Linda, and their daughter Amy, visiting from Saratoga Springs, New York. Our town manager, Jim Malloy, and Chief of Police, Mark Kaur. Paul Shoup from Hancock Church will now offer the invocation.
Friends and neighbors, will you join me in the spirit of prayer? Good and gracious God, the citizens of this town know you by many names, but there is much more that unites us than separates us. And this day we gather to celebrate those values and virtues that unite us as citizens of this town. Make us mindful, we pray, of all those who have served this community and who serve it still. Make us mindful of our obligations to be good participants in the workings of this community. Remind us that the values that we share are inclusion and welcome, service, and the quest for the common good. Be with us in this hour, we pray, by all the names we know you. Amen.
Now members of the Lexington Minutemen Company will raise the flag. Lexington High School student Nathan Swinger will now play the call to colors. Lexington High School student Maddie Lucente will sing the national anthem. She will be accompanied by the Lexington High School Band under the direction of Justin Armadi.
Oh, say, can you say by the dawn's early light?
Now please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Now, Samantha Timberlake will recite the Girl Scout Promise.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and on my honor, I will try to serve God in my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Now, Giovanna de Magistris will recite the Girl Scout Law.
I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout.
Now, Barry Kuna of the Lexington Minuteman Company will present the Cecile K. Harris Porter Award and the Dan H. Fenn Jr. Lexington Minuteman Award.
This is an award that was first started by a member of our company. Many of you know Dan Fenn and his family. It's an award that's granted to an individual that shows a great love for history, who has done something extraordinary to expand it and to make it well known to everybody. It's my pleasure that this year, the 2019 Dan Fenn Lexington Minuteman Grant Award is presented to a very good friend of mine and a person who lives history. He is, in fact, one of our own, a Lexington Minuteman. He has worked his way up the command staff, always willing to help out another member, and as I said before, a true friend. He took on the project of investigating, researching, and actually recreating and constructing by hand the exact replica of the famous John Hancock trunk that kept the important papers and plans of the Sons of Liberties for their resistance to the crown. Any of you were there this morning? You saw it for the first time. We used it in the reenactment today. The original trunk, now kept at the Worcester Historical Museum, was carried across the Lexington Green through British troops and Lexington Minutemen moments before the Battle of Lexington began. He plans next to build an exact replica of Captain Parker's musket, which is currently on display at the Massachusetts State House. This year's award winner is Captain Commanding Larry Conley for his dedication and commitment to the history of the town of Lexington. Larry? In keeping with the replica, this is an exact replica of the Paul Revere lantern that was hung in the Old North Church.
Now, Marie Hill of the Minuteman Cane Award Committee will present the 2019 Minuteman Cane Award.
Good morning. To be eligible for the Minuteman Cane, a candidate must be at least 80 years of age, a Lexington resident for 15 years, currently active in the community, and an inspiration to others, and exhibit a creative approach to life through a choice of either a second career, hobby, or volunteerism. This year's recipient has lived in Lexington for more than 40 years and has been involved in activities that have bettered our community with energetic engagement in many civic, historic, and other volunteer activities. The recipient is a mainstay of Lexington's League of Women Voters, serving twice as president, as well as many other board positions, including currently serving on the State League Board as its legislative specialist for elder affairs. Her passion for Lexington history and attention to facts and details is well known. A highly valued tour guide for the Tourism Committee, and a historic house guide for the Lexington Historical Society at the Hancock Clark House and Monroe Tavern. It's not unusual for her to get a shout-out by name on TripAdvisor. A 15-year member of the Selectmen's Tax Deferral and Exemption Study Committee, serving as its co-chair for 14 years and co-authoring the town's official 10-page property tax relief brochure. The recipient has also found time to serve as a member of the Massachusetts Council on Aging's Property Task Force, tracking property tax legislation beneficial to seniors. As a volunteer AARP tax aide for 15 years, and spending many hours reviewing the tax code changes to pass the IRS certification exam, and volunteering a minimum of 4 hours a week for 10 weeks during tax returns for seniors at this community center. She has served in town meeting for 16 years, including serving on the executive committee of the Town Meeting Members Association, and was Precinct 7's top vote getter in our recent town election. As a member of the 2020 Subcommittee on Asian Communities, the recipient provided thoughtful insights on how to successfully welcome our growing Asian community. Although never having had children, the recipient for many years attended Metco Lobbying Day at the State House, working to improve state support for the Metco program. She also frequently helps in the background, doing the nitty-gritty essential work at road races and other types of fundraising events. In 2012, the recipient's community activism was honored at the Massachusetts State House when awarded the Unsung Heroine Award. She is the epitome of what it means to be a community volunteer who serves others. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that we proclaim Patricia Ellen Costello to be the 2019 Minuteman Cane recipient. Congratulations, Pat.
A cudgel. To be brief. You know, I started, and thank you very much for this award, I really appreciate it. And I started going over all the people who had helped me get this. You know, you don't do this by yourself. And I started off with the woman who wrote my name down on the ballot and got me involved in town meeting. But I'm not going to single her out. And again, I'm sorry that if I went through, you'd be here until noon, at least. At any rate, thank you so much for this, and I appreciate it, and we'll continue on working. This just proves that when retirement doesn't mean a couch and daytime television. Thank you.
Now, Select Board Member Jill Hay will present the 2019 Outstanding Youth Award.
Morning. The 2019 Outstanding Youth Lexington Award is being presented this year to a Lexington High School senior, Paula Kefalinos. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Paula has a strong commitment to academics, which became evident when you look at her academic honors achievements. She's won awards in the National Merit Scholarship Program, AP Italian, an AP Scholar with Distinction, a silver medal in the National Latin Exam, a gold and silver medal achieved through the National Italian Exam. Paula was a student panel member for the NEASC Lexington High School accreditation. Completing multiple classes, she received a certified personal finance degree through the Cambridge Savings Bank program. And these are just some examples of the academic prowess that she possesses. Paula is not simply a brilliant student, but she also excels in many other ways. She's been involved in school activities, including the varsity girls hockey team manager, peer tutoring, Crafts for Love Club, the Euro Games Club, and the Poetry Club. She has a passion for helping others learn and brightening their day when she's present. Some of the other community service volunteering she has done includes Lexington's Got Talent, a Lexploration summer camp for children ages 9 through 15, the Lexington Bedford Youth Hockey Clinic helper, double bass accompanist for the St. Bridget Children's Choir, and hockey clinic helper, as well as timekeeper for the local children through the Lexington Bedford Youth Hockey Program. This young lady is also a talented musician and athlete. As a musician, she has participated in the LHS Repertoire Orchestra as a double bass section leader. As a pianist, she has received the ARCT Diploma First Honor from the Conservatory of Music, making her one of only 2 Americans to graduate this program. She is also a national gold winner for a 13-piece program from the National Piano Guild. As an athlete, Paula has participated in the varsity girls cross country, hockey, and outdoor track at Lexington High School. She was also a member of Wizards Hockey U16 Gold and U16 Black teams, along with the Lexington Bedford girls hockey teams. Paula is a wonderful role model, inherently kind to all, and sincerely grateful to others for their unwavering support of her and her endeavors. As she herself wrote, community service is an opportunity to help others, and in the process, garner a plethora of interpersonal skills and human connections. Throughout my experiences, I have learned the answer to the question posed by Leo Tolstoy: what is the most important thing in life to do? The answer is to help the people around you. For that purpose alone was man sent into this life. For all of these reasons, it is an honor to present the 2019 Lexington Outstanding Youth Award to Paula Kefalinos. Congratulations. First, let's see if this goes over your hat. Maybe you can take the hat. Give your name on the back. And all those lovely things that I just said that we're getting back to are right here and signed by all the members of the board. Thank you so much. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you. Oh.
Now, Colby Krogan, president of the Lexington Lions Club, will introduce the past recipients of the White Tricorn Hat and announce the winner of the 2019 White Tricorn Hat.
Good morning. On behalf of the White Tricorn Hat Committee and the Lexington Lions Club, it is an extreme honor and privilege to make this presentation of the 2019 White Tricorn Hat Award. But before I do, I would like to introduce the past recipients of this prestigious award who are here with us this morning. This was supposed to be done outside when I kind of knew a lot of people, so if some people aren't here, that's okay, but when I call your name, please stand up. 1989, Paul Mazerow. 1991, Jackie Ward. 1992, Lynn Wilson. 1995, Lillian MacArthur. 1997, David Williams. 1998, William Daly Jr. 2000, Dan Fenn. 2001, Peter Kelly. 2002, Donald Wilson. 2003, Jack Maloney. 2004, Leo McSweeney. 2006, Winston Pat Flynn. 2007, Beverly Kelly. 2008, F. David Wells Sr. 2009, Nicholas Calonga. 2011, John Carroll. 2012, Eric Carlson. 2013, Robert Sacco. 2014, John Lucente. 2015, Daniel Buza. 2016, Richard Perry. 2017, William Kennedy. And 2018, Hank Mans. Can we just give a round of applause to our past recipients? The Lexington Lions White Tricon Hat Award was first presented in 1954 and has been honoring an outstanding resident every year for the past 65 years. This award is based on the following qualifications. The candidate must be a resident of Lexington and cannot be a major elected office holder, and they must not have won the award previously. The candidates who meet these qualifications are reviewed and voted upon by the selection committee based on the submitted applications and supporting documents. The selection committee consists of the president of the Rotary Club, the president of the Lexington Chamber of Commerce, the president of the Lexington Historical Society, the president of the Indian Americans of Lexington, the past two recipients of the White Tricon Hat, and the president of the Lexington Lions Club. The committee selects the person who, in their opinion, best meets and follows the following criteria. He or she has demonstrated a dedication to the principles of outstanding citizenship and has advanced the American way of life in Lexington by giving unselfishly of his or her talents over the years beyond the bounds of his or her occupation. The award is given without regard to gender, race, or religious affiliation. This year's recipient is an inspiration to all those around and always thinks of others before themselves, is always there, ready to volunteer, and more importantly, follow through. Has lived in Lexington for the past 45 years. Leads by example and uses their talents to benefit the entire community. Our recipient embodies the best of Lexington in the respect for its history, their investment in the future, and their ability to bring all kinds of people together and advance common goals. They do this with humor and humility. They served as a Lexington Youth Soccer board member and volunteer in the 1980s. Our recipient served as a board member of the Lexington Historical Society from 2004 to 2015 and was an organizer of the World War I Centennial in 2018. This person has been an integral part of the Lexington Historical Society Interpretation Committee. Over the past decade, this committee has overseen the restoration and reinterpretation of all three historical house museums, created and published a tour book, created educational programming for students, and a variety of other programs. None of this would have been possible without this person's wise counsel, dedication, and hands-on cheerful assistance. Our recipient was a founder of a local business that gave visitors to our inspiring town a way to return home with a tangible reminder of Lexington spirit, and to those of us who live here, a place to capture some of that spirit and send and share. This person volunteered to revitalize the museum store at Buckman Tavern, turning it into an attractive, welcoming, profitable venture. They wanted the shop to reflect the best of Lexington and provide a warm welcome to visitors from around the world. Over the past 9 years, our recipient has been an instrumental part of the Interfaith Garden. When this person learned about the project, they were eager to learn more and offered to pilot this program. This person offered to use their own fertile garden space for the location of the garden and their own expertise to make this project a success. As the head gardener of the Interfaith Garden, this person has been patient, gracious, and generous with their time, energy, knowledge, and space ever since it was created. Over the past 9 years, the garden has donated over 14,000 pounds of fresh produce to the Lexington Food Pantry. Over the years, almost 600 different people have volunteered at the garden, some once and some dozens of times. The volunteers include all ages of children, scouts, youth group, people of all or no faith. Lexington seeks to be a welcoming community. This person has helped make the Interfaith Garden a welcoming space in Lexington. Our recipient has lived for the past 39 years overseeing the Battle Green in the Levi Harrington House. It is an honor and pleasure to announce that Carla Fortman is the 2019 recipient of the White Tricolor Hat.
Of course, I'm very overwhelmed. I had no idea. And I'll just say to you all what I just said to Sophia Ho sitting home. I read a book this year by Tom Friedman called Thank You for Being Late, in which he described the community he grew up in Minnesota. And I think we live in a community like that where things happen. So thank you so much.
Paul Shoup will now offer the benediction.
Way to go, Carla. I invite you all to stand, please. Once every month, the Lexington Interfaith Clergy Association gathers and we share a lunch together. And before we sit down to break bread, we make a point of standing in a circle and looking each other in the eye and smiling and letting each other know how pleased we are to be together. We can't do that here, but I can ask you to do this. Will you take a moment and just turn around and look at the people beside you and before you and behind you? Make eye contact with those you know and those you don't know.
Look at my dad, all by himself. He's looking at Dad.
My friends, it is these faces and thousands of others that make Lexington the joyous place to live that it is. It is our commitment to see the human being in each other that helps us to seek tirelessly for the good of all. In the spirit of this day, will you go from this place to continue the work that we have been given to do, to love, to serve, to share, to seek together a better world for all of us. Go from this place and be at peace and make peace. Amen.
Maddie Lucente will now sing God Bless America. She will be accompanied by the Lexington High School Band.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, lie with you. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, right with you. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
On behalf of the Town Celebrations Committee and the Board of Selectmen, we want to thank each of you for joining us this morning for this ceremony. We especially thank those who worked so hard behind the scenes to enable this ceremony and the other activities of this weekend to happen. And of course, congratulations to the award winners here. Thank you, and please attend other activities today, weather permitting. This ceremony is completed.
Congratulations, you just won the Youth Award. Tell us what you won it for.
It's supposed to commemorate a senior that has outstanding community service, academics, and general kindness towards other people.
And what was your community service?
I did peer tutoring in the last 2 years of my high school. I was a manager for the high school girls hockey team. I did Lexplorations, which was a camp. I have to look at my resume.
No, that's enough. That's great. So tell me what you plan to do with the award.
Well, I plan to keep it in my room and look at it. Well, I don't know. I was just really surprised that I got this. I was just really, really humbled. Yeah, but it's very little. Yeah.
What's your plans for next year?
I'll be attending Northeastern University, and I'll be majoring in engineering. Yes. Thank you so much.
Tell me what it means to you to have one.
Well, again, I was really shocked. I didn't even know about this. I think I had seen it because on the list of scholarship they were apply for this, and I was like, oh no, I'm not good enough for this. So I was really, really shocked when I got it, and it's really just so nice to be, because sometimes you don't get into the school you want to go, but it's still people recognize that you worked hard throughout your high school career, and it's just really nice to have, just to be recognized. I mean, there's tons of other kids who do just as much as me, but I would take this one for the whole team, all the seniors. Thank you so much.
So Kala, were you surprised?
Absolutely. I'm still surprised. It was a shock. I wasn't going to come to this because we've had people in the morning, and then they said they were saying something about the Interfaith Garden, so I thought, well, I needed to come, so that's why I came. So I had no idea.
I was watching you. They were halfway through the description, and you still, I thought
it was Marcia Baker until they got to the shop.
Yeah.
Then I figured it had to be me.
That's great.
But I
What does
didn't
this mean
expect
to
it.
you?
Oh, it means so much. I mean, it's all been fun and joyous for me, but it's nice to You know, you look at the hats and you think, oh, that's awesome, you know, but those people did so much more than you did. You never think what you did mattered very much, but
You don't
anyway.
do it for the accolades, but it's sure nice to be recognized. Isn't it?
Well, it's great, you know, of course.
And it's great for the projects that you present, like the Interfaith Garden and
Right,
others. So.
yeah, well, which is very special. And even how far the Historical Society's come, you know, in these last 15 years, it's been a lot. So, I mean, this weekend was really wonderful at Buckman particularly, you know, so people know about it.
Theoretically, if we were on the green today, you wouldn't have had to travel very far, would you?
That's true.
You live right on the green.
I might have been in my colonials, which I had on right before we came, but I thought with the rain I better change out of them. So, all right. But it's a great town to be part of. It is. You know, there's a lot of friendly, doing people, and they make it fun.
Well, this year they got it right. So congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. All right.
No hint? You didn't have any hint?
I did not actually have any hint at all today. Until she got to the part about the shop. Until then, I thought, oh, it's somebody else that I know who'd done all the Historical Society and all that sort of stuff with me. So, anyway, and it has been good to be part of everything. You know, it just seems to keep going. There's always one more project, isn't there?
It doesn't end here, does it?
I hope not. I'm not ready yet. Well, the garden is kind of taking on its own life now. You know, we're 10 years into it, so the shop now has a new person in charge. But he changed a few things right away, and I thought, fresh eyes. You know, and no matter how long you do something, and someone else's perspective comes in, and they bring fresh thoughts, and it's always good to have that renewal. So,
And you're talking about the gift shop
at Buckman, yeah.
Right.
So,
But the other legacy is
Crafty Yankee, and
yeah, a lot of people don't
still
realize.
going.
Yeah, it's still going. And
Still
hopefully
going.
a new owner coming, maybe.
Right. Yes, I've got my fingers crossed for Kathy. But she, it's been her shop more than it was longer than ours now. So, and we're glad. I mean, it's stayed through a lot of turmoil times, but doing well. Not a restaurant.
Or a bank.
Or a bank, right?
Congratulations.
Thanks, Jim.